Al-ad-Din Ishaq ibn Ibn, known in the West as Saladin, was one of the most renowned Muslim rulers of the medieval period. As the founder of the Ayyubid dynasty, he rose to power in Egypt and Syria and became famous for his role in the Crusades, particularly for recapturing Jerusalem from the Crusaders in 1187. Saladin was not only a great military commander but also a leader known for his chivalry, justice, and generosity. His legacy remains significant in Islamic history and world history alike. Early life and rise to power, 1137–1169. Saladin was born in 1137 or 1138 in Tikrit, Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq. His family belonged to a Kurdish tribe, and his father, Najm al-Din Ayyub, was a military commander under Imad ad-Din Zengi, a powerful Muslim leader. Saladin grew up in a military and political environment, receiving education in Islamic studies, literature, and warfare. His early career was shaped under the leadership of his uncle, Shirkuh, a general in the service of Nur ad-Din, the ruler of Aleppo and a major opponent of the Crusaders. In 1169, after a series of campaigns, Shirkuh took control of Egypt and became its ruler, but he died shortly after. At the age of 31, Saladin was appointed vizier of Egypt, making him the most powerful figure in the country. At first, Saladin ruled Egypt on behalf of Nur ad-Din, but after Nur ad-Din's death in 1174, Saladin asserted his independence and took control of Syria, Yemen, and other regions, laying the foundation for the Ayyubid dynasty. Saladin as Sultan, 1174–1186, uniting the Muslim world. After Nur ad-Din's death, there was a power vacuum in Syria, and Saladin moved quickly to consolidate power. He conquered Damascus, Aleppo, and Mosul, uniting much of the Muslim world under his rule. His primary goal was to strengthen the Islamic front against the Crusaders, who controlled several key territories, including Jerusalem. Saladin was known for his religious devotion and personal discipline. He abolished heavy taxes, restored Sunni Islam in Egypt, which had been under the Shia Fatimid rule, and built schools, mosques, and hospitals. He also focused on strengthening his military by creating a well-trained army, developing siege weapons, and establishing strong fortifications. The Battle for Jerusalem and the Third Crusade, 1187–1192. Saladin's most famous achievement came in 1187, when he launched a massive campaign against the Crusaders. The turning point was the Battle of Hattin, July 4, 1187, where his forces decisively defeated the Kingdom of Jerusalem. This victory was critical because it led to the capture of many Crusader leaders, including King Guy of Lusignan. Following Hattin, Saladin's army marched on Jerusalem and recaptured the Holy City on October 2, 1187. Unlike the Crusaders, who had massacred Muslims when they took Jerusalem in 1099, Saladin allowed peaceful surrender. He spared civilians, allowed Christians to buy their freedom, and ensured Muslim control over the city's holy sites. The fall of Jerusalem triggered the Third Crusade, 1189–1192, led by King Richard the Lionheart of England, Philip II of France, and Frederick Barbarossa of the Holy Roman Empire. Richard and Saladin engaged in several battles, including the Siege of Acre, 1189–1191, and the Battle of Arsuf, 1191. Despite the Crusader victories, they failed to retake Jerusalem. In 1192, Saladin and Richard signed the Treaty of Jaffa, which allowed Christians to visit Jerusalem for pilgrimage but kept the city under Muslim control. Final years and death, 1193. After the Third Crusade, Saladin returned to Damascus, where he spent his final years governing his empire. Despite his vast conquests, he lived a humble life, donating much of his wealth to charity. He was known for his justice, tolerance, and kindness, even toward his enemies. On March 4, 1193, at the age of 55 or 56, Saladin passed away in Damascus. At the time of his death, he had little personal wealth, as he had given away most of his riches to the poor. He was buried in the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, where his tomb remains a site of admiration. Legacy and historical significance. Saladin's legacy extends beyond his military achievements. He is remembered for reuniting the Muslim world. His leadership ended the political fragmentation of the Muslim states and strengthened Islamic resistance against the Crusaders. Chivalry and generosity. Even his enemies admired his nobility, fairness, and respect toward prisoners and civilians. Religious tolerance. He allowed Jews, Christians, and Muslims to coexist peacefully in Jerusalem. Influence on later generations. Saladin became a symbol of Islamic unity and resistance, inspiring leaders centuries later. Today, his name is honored in the Middle East, Turkey, and beyond, with streets, schools, and institutions named after him. His moral leadership and military genius continue to be studied and admired worldwide. Conclusion. Saladin was not just a warrior but also a just ruler and a compassionate leader. His ability to unite Muslim forces, defeat the Crusaders, and rule with wisdom and fairness made him one of the greatest figures in medieval history. His recapture of Jerusalem and his role in the Crusades shaped the course of history, and his character remains a model of leadership, honor, and mercy.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.